Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with ReZero season 3 episode number 11 reaction. All right, the previous episode we had the two or three things happening at the same time. First and foremost, we had the whole section with Liliana and Priscilla. They are going to face against Sirius. Sirius tried to, use Liliana against Priscilla, but Priscilla just, kissed her in on the mouth, breaking her out of that whole thing. And in the end, Sirius did kind of rattle Priscilla a little bit, saying something about like, I forgot what she said, something about Rose Princess and Thorn or something like that. I've forgotten what she actually said, but that kind of rattled her, which ended up Sirius kind of catching her off guard. That was what happened with the whole situation. Like with that situation, Capella is there to fight against Al, who has gotten who's going to fight her, I'm guessing, at the end, as we saw. And then we had the big thing was basically Subaru, Reinhardt, Emilia versus Regulus, Corneus. And Reinhardt was able to stall him for a long amount of time, but in the end Subaru was able to realize that Regulus's power has something to do with stopping time of his own body. So no, it's a very interesting concept. He's not really stopping time, or or he's immortal. He's just stopping time of his body. So whatever damage he's getting, I'm assuming, since time is stopped, it's not really affecting him. So that's very interesting. So let's see how Subaru is able, like, we know what's going on, but we have to somehow find a way to break it. So how we do that, let's see what happens. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Is this Liliana's past? Oh, mom or sister? There are. Whoa. Damn, wasn't expecting that voice. She's with the. Okay. What? Oh, damn. Damn. Hmm. Oh, she thought they were going to the. Hey, yo, come. Oh, yeah. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, One Piece reference suddenly? Good lord, these. What the hell? How did she even come up with that? Oh my god. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, I think she'll probably land on. Yep. Whoa, what the? What was that? Oh, oh, it got. Make an item you deemed well. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy, she's not happy. Yeah. Okay. Yo. Wow. She's like, oh, I got you there. You were literally talking about wrath and all that. Right. Husband. Yeah. Give me one gift after. Damn. Oh. Okay. Oh damn. Oh damn. Okay. Oh, the whole damn necklace is gone. Now what? I guess she has her earrings. Trailblazer of fire. Okay. Oh! Oh wow! White flame. Okay, you have to sing. Yep. Okay, so it's not going to burn her even if she goes through it because she, as she said, like it's only going to burn things that I want. So she can literally go through it. Okay. Oh damn. They're all looking at her. That's good. She is panting. Can she even sing like this? I guess. Wait, so she actually ran away? Yeah, don't eat that mushroom. Okay. Wait, so she just ran away from home? I thought something happened to her parents or something. Okay, guess not. Hmm. Oh my god, the mob beast. Oh damn. What the? How the hell did she survive that? Wait, that that's her mother, right? Yeah. Wait, what just happened? Her. I guess. So she left home. I guess I'm sure they looked for her, but probably wasn't able to find her. Dougal, I've heard that name before. Damn. Is this where, like, okay, never mind. Hmm. Wow. I guess this is where she'll realize the question to her answer to her question. Yeah. Damn, that's some clear water. Whoa, that is transparent. Hmm. Okay. I was gonna say, can they hear? And then they're fighting in the. Like, yeah, they're at quite a distance. Damn. Wait, wait, is this. Okay. Yeah. Damn. Don't know what that's. Oh my god. Oh! Oh god! Hey! Oh! So, oh, okay, yeah, her precious things. Wait, whoa! What the? Good lord. Tolerantly accepting despite the difference. Yeah, she's not wrong. Whoa! What the hell? Oh! Right. Yeah. And they're not connected, so. Oh, wow. That's why the girl was fine. Um, right. Okay, she fell in the water. I cannot say if she's dead or alive. Any character who falls in the water, there's a possibility of them staying alive. Oh my god, Liliana's falling. Okay, one thing I still don't understand is like, yeah, like how her voice was able to. I think something happened there, which she was glowing green and everything. Damn. Correct. All right. Okay, so today we dealt with Sirius. Now, like I said, any character, be it an ally character or an enemy character, if they falls on the in the water, yeah, you don't know whether that person is alive or dead. There's a 50-50 chance they're either alive or they'll just turn up. Like either they're dead or they'll just turn up alive in one of the future episodes. So yeah, there you go. I think she's Sirius is still alive. Like I don't think that's she can be dealt with that easy. Also, the fact that there's a huge mystery behind who she is. Like, it is very, very heavily hinted that she's Fortuna. Like, everything about her screams Fortuna. So, I don't know. I feel like unless until we get to know who she is in actuality, maybe her fate will be ambiguous or something. I don't know. So, yeah. Okay. Is there something left? Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah, there you go. Oh, origin of the star name. Ah, the hand, unseen hand. Yeah, right. That's why Leo, Coriolanus, Lion's Heart. Yeah. Got him. Exactly. So even if you get hit, it's nothing going to change. And that's why. Well, he's not wrong. He's right on the money. You missed. What the hell? Bro missed in point blank range. Okay. Number of fives are distant. Yeah, I was saying this. I was like, it's something connected to his wives. Okay, so that is it. All right, so that was today's episode. Okay, I am going to talk about the whole Liliana Priscilla part, but before that, let me talk about a few things about the whole Regulus and that whole section, the ending part. I'm guessing we'll get to that part in the next episode, but for now, I'm going to talk about a few things. First and foremost, a few things I kind of overlooked, I would say, in the previous episode, which people let me know in the comments. First and foremost, this is not something that is related to Regulus, but this is a very interesting thing. Um, Someone mentioned that during the section with Al facing Capella, Al says something weird. And I went back and I read that section and I realized he says something extremely weird that just I overlooked. In that section, Al said something about something like, I need to deal with you before I die. Oh, it makes sense now why he said that. It just clocked after realizing what Priscilla's power is. That is what he was saying. Priscilla's favored ones, Priscilla's loved ones, his precious things. Al is probably one of them, and that is why Al was saying. I am not sure if that is correct, but I'm assuming it's something like that. And that's why I was saying, before I die, I need to take care of you. So he knows that Priscilla's out there fighting, and he knows that fight will probably be difficult. So he doesn't know, when it'll come that Priscilla's, all the precious things that he has will be destroyed, and he would be the only one left. And I do wonder, how does this, how does the hierarchy work? You can see a few of her necklace stones were getting destroyed, then something her whole necklace got destroyed, then something else got destroyed, I think a hair clip or whatever that was. So it's going to, I think it's going to go from probably the least precious thing to the highest precious thing, and probably almost at the end will probably be something like Al and maybe someone else that she holds dear. So they're there, but probably later in the sequence, and that is why I'm saying maybe that's how it goes, from the least precious thing to the most precious thing. Yeah, because I doubt she, I don't think it is from most precious to the least precious, because that would not make sense. Because you cannot say that someone's most precious thing is like a necklace or something. I doubt that. There's way more precious things than a necklace. People who she actually cares about. So I think it goes from the least precious to the most precious, and Al is there somewhere. That is why Al was thinking that, oh, before I die, there's a possibility I might suddenly die because of that. So that's why. Is that why? That might be actually the case. Yeah. That's something like that. I don't know. Anyways, but it just clocked in my head now that I'm thinking about it again. So yeah, that section was a bit weird. He said something a very weird thing, which I didn't know back then what he meant by that after I went there and reread that section, the subtitles. Now I think I have at least a vague idea as to what that was about. It's related to Priscilla's power. Okay, so that's out of the way. That I think I kind of understand now. There was another thing that someone said that I said this in the previous video, that Regulus's power is probably connected to his wives, and and turns out that is probably what it is. Someone mentioned in the comments as well that, yeah, you're a lot closer than you think. So let me think. So obviously his name is Little King, and as Subaru said here, it's like his little kingdom. So in his little kingdom, he has his wives, and I think, like I said, okay, here's one thing. I'm just going to shoot my shot at the dark and see if I think it must have something to do with the wives not showing emotions. Is that it? Is that why he so heavily like tells everyone that, oh, do not show your emotions, and all his wives are like just stoic, completely doesn't show emotion? Like it definitely has like his invincibility or his time stopping power of his own body is definitely connected to his wives, and I think it has something to do with their emotions. Maybe the more amount of wives he has, the more amount of time he can stop his body from. Is that why he tries to keep increasing his wives? Yeah, maybe. But then he himself has killed a few of them, so I do wonder what's up with that then. Like, isn't that like harming himself? If again, I'm just basing this on the fact where I think that, oh, the number of wives equal to his the length in his power, amount of his power. But that might not be the case at all. It might be something else. But one thing is sure, that it's connected to his wives and his little kingdom, as they said, as Subaru said. So what we have to do is break them out of their, I think, fear of Regulus and make them show emotion or something and get them out of there, or make them rebel against Regulus, something like that. Maybe when they're all against Regulus, maybe that'll, you know. Hmm. Right. Yeah, so it's something like that. Again, I don't think we have enough clues to properly deduce what exactly his power is and how it works. But a lot of things we can understand is like, most we can understand is that it's definitely connected to his wives, and it probably has something to do with like how, like, maybe like, just think about this. um he's literally like capturing those girls and keeping them in one place. In a way, you can say he's taking their time away, right? you know they're literally wasting their life, you know and you can say he's stealing their time, taking their time away. Maybe that is how it's connected to his time being stopped. Maybe that's how he's compensating for it. Since his time is stopped, I don't know. Yeah, something along those lines, I'm guessing. We'll see. And that is why Emily is currently out there trying to go and, I guess, change the minds of those girls, and something like that. So yeah, there you go. Right. And that was the section with Subaru. And oh, also another thing, as Subaru said, since all the archbishops they have like a name that is connected to, like the star names of his world, and they have like, like, um what did he say, like each of the names. Okay, here we go. Betelgeuse' name comes from the hand of Alzaza. Yeah, so each of the names of the stars are, and how, where they come from, is connected to these archbishops and their powers. Betelgeuse, Unseen Hands, Regulus Corneus, Leo, like Lionheart, that whole thing. So this means we can actually kind of guess the other archbishop's power, right, from this. Yeah. So wait. So is Capella also like a constellation name or something, like a star name? Let me check. Capella constellation. Yeah. Oh my God. Damn. I wouldn't have guessed any of this because I have no idea. I literally am clueless about constellations and stuff. So I could never have guessed this. People who probably like know a lot about constellations and stuff, they probably are like Subaru. They immediately recognized and they were like, oh, that's a bit suspicious. All these archbishops have their name connected to a constellation. I never would have gotten that because I'm clueless about this. So Capella is the brightest star in the northern. Yeah. Who else is there? Betelgeuse, Capella, Regulus Corneus. Who are the other archbishops? Um, what the hell? Oh, Gluttony. What was his name? Forgot. What was his name? Lai? Lai Batengkaitos or something like that? Lai. What was that his name, right? Yeah, Lai Batinka. Lai. Okay, I'm assuming Lai, since there's Lai and there's another one. I forgot his name. I'm guessing it's like a. Is that like a two constellation? Wait a minute. Constellation Lai. No, Lyra. Wait a minute. There's no Lai constellation, but a Lyra constellation. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. You know what? Whatever, man. I guess we'll get to know that later. But that's interesting. So each and every archbishop will be like, like their names will be obviously from a constellation, and then there's a possibility we can kind of reduce what their power is a little bit from their where they come from. Like this is huge. The fact that Subaru was able to get this is not only going to help us fight against regulars, but it also might help us fight against other archbishops in the future. So yeah. Anyway, so that is the whole thing with Subaru I wanted to talk about. Now, the other part of today's video, the biggest part, the maximum part of today's video, that is Liliana and Priscilla. So first and foremost, few most important things to talk about here. Liliana, she had her family and everyone. They had like part of this like little troupe. They went around singing songs and everything. And she was not happy about her parents, I guess, restricting her from like that whole section, and she ran away, tried to be free, because that's what bards are, like they're free like the wind. So now one thing I don't understand here. So I'm guessing like a time skip happened, because she when we were seeing she was a kid, right? Yeah. And then when the section when we see her find her parents in town, and she put on like a little hat to hide her identity, that section she was an adult, I think. So like a big time skip happened there, maybe like at least like 3 to 4 years, I think, happened. Yeah. So from that I'm assuming, I'm sure her parents probably tried to find her and they failed, and that is why like, yeah, like I guess they're sad obviously, but life goes on. And now they have their I guess another child they have. And I guess Liliana didn't want to like come in front of her parents after all these years, so she hid herself, I think. Yeah. Like, what's throwing me off is like the fact they just showed it from Liliana's perspective. We don't know what exactly happened, how her parents reacted after she just left like that. And yeah. And anyways, but I'm sure they looked for her and everything. Or maybe, as Liliana said, like they are like bards. They are more of like they you know they prioritize freedom and everything. Maybe her parents, I'm sure the parents probably tried to find her, and when they weren't able to find her, they probably were like, yeah, I guess nothing we can do about it. You know she is free to live her life on her own, if she since she wants to. Something like that maybe happened. Yeah. So there you go. That is the whole thing with Liliana and her past. And then she realized how, like, what these songs are, what an actual song is, how it should be. After that, like that whole section where she was like, like, I guess it made her realize like what a song should be, because up until now she was just living her life. She was just, at first she was under her parents' care, then she went on her own and she realized how harsh it is alone, like fighting for food, fighting for to earn money and all that. And but still she found some work here and there. She, like, worked for them. She, like, did all of that stuff, sang a few songs, couldn't understand what makes a song good and all that. And then that section where she was like in the woods and she was like hungry and everything, like she was like almost like starving to death there. She just fell down and she couldn't find water at all. Like, she was just starving. She was parched. It was such a bad type of a situation. Like, she was just uh like famished from every way possible. And then when she woke up at the morning and she was like kept walking, she was still feeling extremely bad, like, and she was just, like a minutes, she was just like this far to, like this close to just like collapsing from starvation again. Like she collapsed from starvation, got up in the morning, started walking again, and she probably would have collapsed again. But then she found, not starvation, sorry, but like water, what was that word? She didn't have water, that's why. Then she found that little lake or river, whatever that was. She went there, drank the water, and looked up, and that feeling that she got at that time, like throughout the night, she didn't have water. She was like, famished. She couldn't even move. And now that after, so long, she finally was able to get proper water, clean water, drink it, and looked up at the sky, and it was like a beautiful day. She realized what it is to live, I guess. Like, and that only happened because she went almost from dying without water to finding water and surviving. Maybe that is the experience that made her appreciate life more and understand what it is, like what a true essence of a song is in her way. And that is probably what made her realize, like what she should sing and how she should sing. And that's why she went back and she started singing again. And this time everyone loved it because she was doing it from her heart. Right. So, anyways, that's how I interpreted it. Okay. But there's one part I don't understand, which is, or I am not 100% sure, but I think there was something about her which was why the people were able to hear her voice from that far. Because as Sirius said, like, she's way far away from anyone to hear that. How did they listen to her song? Like, only then can they be broken out of Sirius's spell if they can hear her song, right? So if they cannot even hear it, then what's the point? They cannot, like, so that means they must have heard her song. How was that possible from that distance? So I think something happened there, which they didn't really clearly tell us, but I think they kind of implied that she had some kind of a power which maybe like made her song reach everyone. I don't know exactly how it reached them, but it somehow reached them. And like she was also like glowing green and stuff. So I don't know. So again, like I think it was implied that, but they weren't really clear about that. So I still have my question as to how everyone heard it and how it reached everyone. They were at a huge distance, and then there was like fire burning and everything. Yeah, everyone was standing there and were looking at Liliana. That, I guess, is did kind of help. Still, like she was like in the top of a building or something, that whole tower, and they were like there at the ground, like in such a distance. And then we have not regular, sorry, Priscilla and Sirius fighting at the ground. I'm sure they were making a lot of noise there. Like they were like clanging like their weapons together. A huge noise was probably making happening over there. So surpassing all of that, how did they hear her song? From that distance. It must be something to do with her talent or whatever, something, because yeah, I don't know. I don't have any other explanation otherwise. How did that happen? Okay. Yeah, anyways, so yeah, that is what I want to talk about. Like, all I want to talk about Liliana. Now, Priscilla. So Priscilla's situation is very interesting. Her whatever she considers precious takes the damage and breaks. And that is why when Sirius attacked her in the previous episode, the final section, that cliffhanger part, she did get hit, but the hit got taken by one of the gems of her necklace. And and this continues. So this continues, and you can see first her necklace breaks, like first like the individual stone breaks, then I think her whole necklace breaks, yeah. Then I think like her hair clip or something like that breaks. What does when her hair comes out, what broke at that time? Wait a minute, let me check if I can find that section again, and let me rewatch that section. I think then I'll be able to. Okay, yeah, she starts singing. They're fighting. Okay, I think it's that in that section where yeah, so Sirius says be quiet, goes crazy. The chains go. trying to attack Liliana, and yeah, the whole damn tower breaks. She falling from the top. Okay, then she attacks Priscilla. Yeah, it it seems like it kind of like just cut off her whole body, like destroyed her whole body. But then everything like went back again because it was taken by her precious thing, which was, what was it? Yeah, it was her hairband, right? That's why her hair went out. Like, like it became, it got free. Yeah, it was her hairband. Okay, I still think I think there's still a lot of things that will probably break if she was attacked. She has her rings. I'm seeing that she has two rings. She has her two earrings, and like every single thing that she wears, all the jewelry that she wears, yeah, all of them, like, so she still had a few lives, I guess you could say. You can consider these lives. She still had a few lives left. And then it would probably go to people she cares about, like genuinely. And there's a possibility was one of them is Al, and that is why Al said in the previous episode that before I die, I need to take care of you, Capella. So that is the reason why he said that. Okay, right. So a few other things. Priscilla's power is very interesting. Obviously, this power in itself is interesting. But there's another thing that it happens, which is whatever she cuts, as she says, or like the flames, whatever, like the flames that she made, it only burns people who she, like, no, it doesn't burn anything that she doesn't want to burn. So it might be burning, like, in a whole section, but like Liliana can literally go through that and feel nothing because she doesn't want Liliana to burn, so Liliana will not burn. Liliana can literally go through the flame and nothing will happen to her. Something like that. And yeah, so that was the thing with her fire. Then her weapon, that is her sword, as she says, is going to cut anything that she wants to cut. So that is why she cuts Sirius, even though the kid was being taken hostage. It broke the chain, it cut Sirius, it didn't harm the kid. That is another interesting power. There was another thing she says that I didn't understand. Or wait a minute, let me just read that part. She looks at her weapon, and her weapon, it was glowing red. It suddenly becomes like, dark. So she says something like this: the sunlight fades, the sun is in shadow. Count yourself lucky, you bore. Yeah, so I guess the power, like, went out. It only stays up until the sun is there, I think. Yeah, her sword, at least her sword's power. And I guess that is why she probably wasn't able to deal a fatal damage to Sirius. And that kind of proves, or that implies that Sirius is okay, or not okay, like she's injured, but she will come back later. There's a possibility. Right. Okay. That's that. And then there was that whole other thing with like Kiritaka, and Kiritaka, who gave like Liliana a chance, and he was like, "Oh, I like you as a person, but you are a songstress. Your song is for everyone." That whole section. Yeah, that was like a mini little section we saw. Yeah, and I think that was it. That was today's episode. There you go. That was a very interesting episode. Priscilla's power is very, very interesting. Like there's still a lot of mystery surrounding Priscilla, which I don't think we'll probably be delving into anytime soon. It'll probably be later because for now, I think we have way more important things to deal with than figure out Priscilla's secrets. There's a few things that were implied here, and a few things that Sirius kind of implied about the rose, the thorn that she was talking about. The Mad King or something like that. She said. So yeah, like I guess those we will get to know later on. Right. Oh, another thing I realized. She said that she had 8 husbands. Did all of them die? I wouldn't be surprised because obviously if they're their husbands, I'm sure she must have liked them. she doesn't seem like the type of girl who would marry someone that she doesn't like, so that would mean that maybe because of that they died, like maybe Priscilla came under, like fatal damage, and it was taken by them, and that is why she had like 8 husbands, because each of them died one after the other, like this. Again, it's just a guess. I'm not really sure if that's what happened, but it would make sense. um okay. Right, and that was today's episode. Like, yeah, well, like I was saying, I don't think we'll probably get to know about Priscilla's, secrets anytime soon, for now at least. For now, I think we'll be dealing with Regulus currently, and a few other stuff we'll have to deal with, like, so yeah, for now, that is that. Priscilla's story, will probably get to it later, and maybe get to know about her later, and get to know about what her power does in a way more detailed fashion in the future arcs, probably. Or who knows, maybe in this arc only we'll get to know later on. We'll see. Right, and there you go. That was today's episode. That was my overall impressions for today. I think I discussed more or less everything, but let me still, go through this episode scene by scene, and let me see if I missed anything, worthy of discussion. First and foremost, we had Liliana's backstory, where Liliana was there, and her parents were there. Their troupe was also there, singing songs, and everyone loving it. She obviously couldn't sing; she was a kid back then. Her mom used to sing and play that instrument. Um, what is that instrument called? That it's not a guitar. It looks like a guitar, but it's not. It's it's not a biwa either. Biwas are different, right? Biwas are more. Wait a minute. Let me check how a biwa looks. Yeah, that is not a biwa. Biwas are, they have like a, yeah. Or is that a? Let me check. It's neither a shamisen. I was thinking it's a shamisen, but no, it's not a shamisen either. What is that? I've seen that instrument so many times in so many places, but I don't really know what it is called. Or I do know, I just cannot, like, properly clock it now. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Okay. So yeah, she used to sing the songs, play the instrument, and Liliana used to play the little, what are they called, castanets or something like that. Yeah, and she used to try to sing when it was night, using the thing, but she couldn't sing properly at that time, obviously. Yeah, and there you go. That was her life. She used to, like one day she saw that they were, it seemed like they were going towards like a city, but they didn't. So she was pretty angry at that, and she was like, "What the hell is that?" Um, you know. Okay. So Liliana here then says something about the Swordmaster raid. I think, let's do that song. At which her mom was like, "Oh, like, it'll be good. It'll be a good 10 years before you get to pick up performances," and this makes her pissed off, and she just, oh, her father was like, "Oh, I'm not sharing with this rabbit," and then she chugs water on them and just runs away later on, before explaining she'll become the king of the bards or something. I'll become the pirate king, or here Bart king, I guess. Yeah, there you go. That was that. Now, then we are back to Priscilla again, and this is where we get to see Priscilla's power, the precious, like, the gem that got destroyed. And here again, Sirius brings up, like, the Thorn King, that whole section, and she's like, "Oh, they would be very what did she say? How very arrogant of you. Iris and the Thorn King would go deathly pale." Yeah. Anyways, so they continue their battle here. Okay. Okay, so this is where Priscilla, like, kind of counter argues back. She's like, "Oh, your version of love is twisted. Like, you're saying stuff about understanding each other, like connecting their hearts and all that. But if everyone thought the same, that is the most repulsive things I've ever seen. What true love or true acceptance is understanding the others and accepting the others for their differences, and you know and accepting that, like understanding that and accepting that. That is what true love and like is. And like actually liking someone is not trying to make them the same as you, which she's not wrong. Like, well, like what Sirius is doing is basically brainwashing. That's not love. Like, yeah. um so, and that is the thing, like, like you like someone, it's not only love, anything, you like people as a friend, as like a person, any type of thing which is like deals with affection, or like affection, like respect, anything like that. It happens because you appreciate the other person for how they are different. So each person have the different way of, like, doing things, and you appreciate them for who they are. That is what it is. So what Sirius is doing is not, it's just, like she's doing something. Her whole explanation of love is fundamentally wrong, and she's like going in a mental breakdown. She's like, oh, but this is what love is, like, me and my husband love each other deeply. And then Priscilla's like, I doubt that, the way you are here, the way I'm seeing you. So, okay. Now Liliana goes towards the tower at this point, and okay. And she says, like, as the trailblazer of fire, let me show you how it is done. And she sets fire to everything. It's like bright white flame. And she explains how these flames will not harm anyone she doesn't want to harm. So Liliana is fine. She can literally go through the fire and nothing will happen. And Liliana does that and goes to the top of the tower, while underneath everyone, those two are fighting. So this is where she starts her singing, and then we get a little bit of a flashback. As we see, after running away from her house, she went to the town. She, got help from others, but like she wasn't able to do much. She tried to sing, people didn't really listen to her. She ate some poisonous mushroom. She fell into the water. Mabis chased her, and one day she suddenly sees her parents in the town with, you know, his brother, newly born brother, and she didn't want to show her face, so she put on that thing. Anyways, after that, she runs away and falls down. She needs water, but she cannot get proper water. She falls unconscious, gets up, goes to the big river or the lake where the water is clear, drinks water, and understand what a song is. After looking up and seeing, I guess, the beauty of the world. This part, she looks up and she says, "This is a song." Right. Yeah, and this is where she understood everything, and she realized like what it should be, how a song should be, how she should sing, and how she should approach a song. And she goes back to town. Everyone at first was like, what the hell, who's this kid? Like, she was dirty, smelly. Everyone was like, like she was just there in the mud and everything. But then she started singing, and everyone just, like got mesmerized by that so much that they just didn't even pay attention to, the dirt or the smell coming from her. Right, and now she starts her song again, and yeah, so like I said, there is only one part of this episode which I think they, or at least I didn't understand, or I couldn't make sense of. Like Sirius says, like, this song would never reach them because it's such a distance, right? But it does reach them, and I think it probably has something to do with her power. I think, like, where, in this section where we can see she was singing, but nobody was still, like, coming back to their senses. They were just stopped and stuck looking at her. Their eyes were still red. And then comes in that section where we see Kiritaka, like found her, and like she kind of like, Kiritaka said all of those things, like, oh, you, like, you are a songstress, your song is for everyone, but as a person, like, you should focus on me. That whole section. And she remembers that, and like it seems as if that kind of helped her out. at that time, and this part you can see she starts growing green, and this is where it works. So this is what I'm saying. I think something happened, and she has some kind of a power that is connected to her song, which makes it her song reach everyone, even though they're at literally like such a big distance. It doesn't matter, the distance doesn't matter, it still reached them. That it is probably something to do with her power, or that whole green aura that we saw before as well. If you remember that episode where everyone was losing their mind, she sang, and she was like, that section, it also showed her green aura over there, and everyone came back to their senses. Something like that, I think. So I guess physical distance doesn't really matter here. Because of that, her song reached everyone, and it was able to break that spell that Sirius cast on them. And this is where Priscilla also says that there's a difference between an idiot and someone silly. Like idiots are irredeemable. They're the worst of the worst. But then we have a few clumsy people, little bit of silly people. They are just good for amusement. That is what I thought about Liliana. But she has proved today and now that she's way more worth than that. That's what Liliana says here. And in a way, I guess you could say this probably made Liliana into one of her precious people. Probably, I think, like, because she explained this, so Liliana's life is probably connected to her. Like, there's a possibility that if her precious things goes down so much that it might actually affect Liliana in the future. Like, if she takes a blow that might take her life, there's a possibility that if she doesn't have enough precious stuff on her hand, Liliana might get affected. Again, I'm guessing here, I'm not sure, but the way she said that, where she was like, oh, she's proved way more worthier than that, makes me think that this is probably the time where Liliana probably became one of the people that she finds precious, and that is and her life probably got connected with her, just like everything else that is connected to her, right? Anyways, it's such a crazy thing, like, you literally cannot, like, love someone or something, or think someone is precious, because their life is literally connected to you. And especially if you're like someone who's always on the battlefield, that sucks. Like, like, something that is going to kill you, you'll not die, and your loved ones will die. And yeah, and again, like I said, these are all guesses, but I feel like all her husbands probably died like this. Yeah. Anyways, okay, so that's that. And then the whole, like, building, like, collapses, and Lena was still, like, standing on top of it. And this is where, like, Priscilla's like, I'm going to, like, end this farce over here. But then Sirius brings out that kid who she took a hostage, but Priscilla's like, it doesn't matter. I cut what I want to cut. So she comes and destroys the, like, the chain, cuts Sirius's body, but nothing has happened to the child. My sunlight blade burns that I want it to burn, which we saw, and cuts who I want to cut. There you go. So as she calls this sunlight blade, I guess it doesn't work at night. As we saw, the power went out. So at night, when the power goes out, I think that probably just becomes a normal sword. It is going to cut normally, not like that. And her flames will probably just become normal flames. Either way, she attacks Sirius. In the end, Sirius falls down into the water, and she kind of implies here that Sirius is still alive because the power from the sword went out. So she's like, count yourself lucky, you boor. Yeah. And then from somewhere, Kiritaka came in and jumped into the water to save Liliana. And Liliana, like, almost collapsed from exhaustion. That was that. And then we had the final section with Subaru telling Regulus how he has deciphered what his power is. And he tells it, and Regulus is like, it doesn't matter what, even if you figured out what it is. And yeah, and then when we get to see that Emilia's on her way to, like, do something about his wives, which is probably the reason why he has this power. And as Subaru says, that place is a little kingdom where little kings' wives live. So we have to do something over there to his wives. Even Regulus's authority has to have its limits. The number of wives or his distance from them, there must be some condition from it, yeah. Okay, like I said, this is just a guess, but I'm guessing it has something to do with the fact that they're suppressing their emotions. Because that is common for every single one. Like, everyone has suppressed their emotions. It has to do with something. Something like that, or maybe like I said, since he's literally bound them over there in a cage, he is kind of taking their life, their time away from them. So maybe that has something to do with why his time is stopped or something. I don't know. Maybe something like that. Who knows? We'll see. I'm sure next episode will answer all our questions. Right, there you go. Another really good episode. So yeah, that is it. That was my reaction to episode number 11 of ReZero Season 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. That is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of ReZero. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.